Hello, welcome to another episode of The Gamers Table. It is January 31st, 2011, and we are reviewing Heroscape.
Heroscape is a great miniatures game.
Create a battlefield, choose your army, then wage war against your opponent. To win, be the first to achieve your victory objective.
And that's the game.
That's it.
It's pretty much, that's the game.
There's a booklet with some scenarios, which
Yes,
is
they
kind
have
of
some
interesting.
Or you
scenarios
can
in
make
the
up
back.
your
You
own.
can make up.
Yep, those are simple
Or
scenarios.
you can choose how many points to build an army with and just
Yeah, that's
go
all.
and attack.
Just the base game right there.
Now, I've got to point out one thing right away. Unfortunately, this game has been discontinued. So the only stuff you're going to get out there is stuff that is already out there.
Now that it's discontinued, it's almost a collectible thing. Whoever's got the best cards is going to have a definite advantage.
You build a map using all the different terrain pieces, and all the different terrains has different rules. We've got trees, we've got shrubs, we've got mountains, we've got volcanic lava, we've got everything. There are castle sets, I have a few of those. There are roads, everything. You build that out first. Then you all select cards. Usually you set them out, say, okay, there's going to be 300-point armies, and you go through and pick 300 points. Find the figures from those cards, set them up in the starting point, and wage war on each other. Heroscape is basically build the terrain, build your armies, and fight each other. And that's really all there is to it. Rock monster from D&D expansion, a rock earth elemental.
Golem or something.
Earth elemental, water elemental.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
The figures from the Failing Tundra, figures from the Volcarian Wasteland, figures from the start, from other stuff, from the Rise of the Marrow terrain.
What are these
Spins
guys
the
called
web
again?
just like flies.
That's Major
Or no,
Q9 or Q10,
Yeah,
one
but
of those.
what type of thing is it? Some Soulborg.
Soulborgs, yes.
These are
I get that wrong.
Soulborgs.
Spins the web any size, catches thieves just like flies. Spider-Man.
Spider-Man, Spider-Man. From the Flag Bearer special ones, there was a Christmas present from Chad, the guy who has everything under the sun, the special dice for the Flag Bearers.
Point values of the cards. You could have a 500 point value army here and one over here, but just because of the abilities, might not be exact balance, you know. This one might be more overpowered than this one, even though the points are the same.
Yeah, it's all right in front of you. You can see it. The map is
It's
there.
simple,
All
though.
the figures are there. There's no surprises all of a sudden. All of a sudden, this guy's going to pop out of nowhere. No, you see him all there. Maybe he is hidden behind a tree and you can't shoot him, but you know he's there.
But it is like you said, one thing too, is like you get an even point army, but some of the powers on them just clobber the other ones. So it's not quite an even number, even though the cards might give you the
Nikita
equal
agents, Krav Maga agents,
point value.
and Microcorp agents.
But it is a hell of a lot of fun to play, especially if you got a good arrangement of characters or collection of characters and things like that. So,
The armies are fairly balanced most of the time. You can do something that sort of unbalances it, but if the other guys know you're going to do it, they can counter that. Hulk smash! Hulk make cave troll!
Marvel Smash! They're overpowered.
Nobody likes
really?
to play with the Marvel. The Marvel's fun.
Too strong.
Okay, basically we had a couple matches where we gave Chris one Marvel guy against our entire armies. He still won. That's how unbalanced they are. Some of the bigger figures, like the dragons and the giants, they do cost a lot of points, but they tend to be worth it because they do a lot of destruction to the smaller figures. Here's our first Gamers Table correspondent, Brian Xavier, with his review of Heroscape.
Best game ever!
One thing I like about this game, it takes all the complexity out of all the other miniature games. A lot of miniature games have a lot of fiddly charts and everything else, a whole bunch of dice rolls. This is very simple. You know, every hex is one space.
That's what your guy can do, and that's
And
it.
there's your move. Now you could play this basic where it's just absolutely nothing, which why would you do that?
No,
If you have younger kids,
that's for kids.
like someone Hunter's age, that's one of his sons, Hunter, would probably enjoy it in the simple mode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you got the advanced mode, which when you get into the advanced mode, then you can. That's one of my biggest complaints about this game. My biggest is about the dice. My second one,
He doesn't like
it's usually almost a collectible game. So if you're the one who owns the cards, you're going to make the best army, and not all armies
Maybe.
are equal. You can make a 500-point army that's great, and you can make a 500-point army that's
Awesome.
terrible.
Or
Yeah, but you could make a 500-point army that is 2 figures. And you could also make a 500-point army that's 20 figures.
Yeah, commons Lots of commons.
Depending on the cards you have, they can work together and give other figures in that army extra actions or extra
Bonding.
bonuses. What do you got? Bonding.
There's bonding, yeah. There's some
Yep.
all sorts of stuff. All sorts. There's
Like here you
there's
get
Raylan that
Hive
heals,
Lord bonding your
Raylan that
commons.
heals
will-
people within a
Yep.
certain radius.
Yep.
I enjoy Heroscape. I would recommend that if you can find a copy somewhere still in a store, because this game has been discontinued, that you should pick it up.
I like this game. It's a fun game, but it's a dice rolling that breaks it
Dice
for
rolling
you
can
every
make a
single
big
time.
part of it too. So
It's
yeah.
if you roll really good,
But it keeps it
your
simple,
odds
too.
of winning is that much better. So there's a lot of random.
But there's randomness even
Yeah.
in card games where you're selecting cards. You don't know what the other guy's going to pick before you pick.
Basically, the dice here, they have 3 red skulls, which are hits, 2 blue shields, which are misses, which are defends, sorry,
Defend.
and 1 white blank face that is just, that die doesn't count for this particular roll.
Yep.
You roll a whole bunch of dice, and
You roll the dice according to your attack.
yep, and the other guy rolls his dice according to his defense. You count up the skulls, you can count up the shields, and if you got more skulls than shields, you do 1 point of damage for every skull over. Unless you're some of the cheapskate figures that do 2 points of damage for every skull.
Oh.
Hate those guys.
And there are also special dice that come with you, like your flag bearers that have an extra symbol on there. It's usually a blank when you're rolling for combat, but they have special powers and stuff that, depending on how many symbols you get, their commons might get extra movement or stuff like that.
Nikita agents. These ones, everybody hates.
Oh.
This is one of the ones, their special ability is you shoot at them, and they throw up this puff of white powder. That them and anybody around them
You don't
is all
even
of a
have
sudden...
to shoot at them. You just have to shoot at somebody they're adjacent.
Adjacent.
Yeah. Anybody, them and anybody around them becomes covered in this fog and you can't see them for the round. They're very cheap.
Yeah.
We don't like them much, but
Cheap-
still they're fun to play.
From a
Cheap means
distance.
effective.
From a
Yes.
distance, though, if you're adjacent to them, they're vulnerable.
And it is email time! Email time!
Email time!
Hey, it's an email from Torch. Torch talks to us all the time on YouTube. This guy's all over the place. Review request. Hey there! This isn't the first time I write to you guys, but I'll say it again. Good job with the reviews and keep it up. We will.
Gee, thanks.
I just finished watching your latest review on Ad Astra. In the email section, you respond to someone by saying that you take requests for game reviews, and guess what? That's why I'm writing. I was wondering if you guys could review Defenders of the Realm. Don't have it. Love to get it. Basically, I looked it up because he asked us to review it, and yeah, it's now on my list of games that I really need to have. It's a recent 2010 game, so you have good chance of being found by having its name in your video. We are getting popular without having games names and stuff and things. By the way, thanks to everybody who's watching these and doing all the views. I noticed between episodes 11 and 12, we jumped 1,000 more views to our episodes over that week. So thanks a lot for watching. So that's it. I'd really appreciate it if you'd review it. I'm looking at it right now, but I'm still not quite sure yet. Thank you. Okay, we haven't reviewed it yet, Torch, but just looking at it, I'm telling you, get it. And if you get it, bring it here and we'll play it with you.
Yeah.
And it's an email from CT Charger.
Why
This
do
is
you
for...
keep flipping it?
I'm showing them that they're real
These-
reviews. Besides, I'm going to cut to close
Oh, like
up
they
so you
can see it that fast.
when I do the close-up,
I know
I'll
it's
do it
high
longer.
def, but-
Shut the eye hole.
Fibby.
I'm trying to make my editing
Look at this.
easier.
Oh, look at this. Oh.
Okay.
Oh,
Just getting started also, and I did notice
real.
that 1 monster per tile. This is Castle
Hey, we
Ravenloft.
got pictures of
That
that
seems excessive to me. How crowded is this
Me.
place anyway? Not all the adventurers are like that, correct? No, they really are.
no, as soon as the tile comes up, you're getting a monster. That's
It's in
there's
the
a
rules.
monster on every tile.
Some games use monster tiles in which some are dummies. Yes, we've played that one once. It's a little easier, we still lost. Because of the other stuff involved in that one. I like that concept much better. Instead of a draw a tile, draw a bad guy. I lost my first game, but I can tell I made some mistake tactics-wise. That is where we fail most of the time. It's not that there's so many monsters in there. It's that we make one tactical error and all of a sudden somebody's in the wrong place and they can't heal or somebody forgets something
Or we
on their
just
card.
keep exploring and
You
popping
mean by
monsters
tactical
without
error
getting
by
rid of
rolling
the
the
ones that
dice
are
and the
there.
dice screw us again?
No,
Is that what you mean by
the dice
tactical
just
error?
screw you.
Screw him, yeah.
Yeah. So we shouldn't let
Screw
him roll
him.
for the monsters because they
Screw
roll.
you.
Screw
Rolls
you.
high.
Screw you.
Roll a die.
Okay.
I plan on trying it with other characters.
You lose.
Maybe you draw a monster tile when you hit a tile with a skull on it and a special location. Of course, if you're winning all the time, why bother? Maybe we should check the errata also. Oh, so you're playing just you against the game. Well, salute to you for that, because that's even harder than playing it with a group. because there's more monsters and there's only you to deal with them. One thing I would suggest to you then, try playing 2 characters. Like just yourself, but play 2 cards and have 2 adventurers go with you. You might have a bit easier time. Next time I plan to put the bad guys on 1 tile. I see no problem moving them to my advantage within the stated actions on the card and nail them with a thunder wave or something like that. Yeah. But yeah, try playing with 2 adventurers on your own. You might have a little bit better luck. Okay.
I don't know. We play with 3. We have no luck at all.
Yeah, but we're idiots.
You're an idiot, not me. Oh yeah.
Wrapping up for Heroscape. Well, I guess this is my collection here, so I will start. I'm going to give Heroscape a 9. The only reason it doesn't get a 10 is because it has that shade of collectible. Whereas if I got the best stuff, I bought the cooler figures, I'm going to win because my stuff does better things.
I love Heroscape. I'm going to give that one a 9 out of 10. Mostly for the reason that, well, one thing, it has been discontinued, and there's the thing about collectability too. So now everything, trying to get the stuff, the prices are just shooting up the roof ridiculously. People are buying and selling just to make more money off the stuff. And some are even harder than others, like your flag bearers. Some are just cost a ridiculous amount, like on eBay or something like that. But some of them aren't even that great.
Most of the terrain as
some
well.
are great. The terrain too.
You
like,
can't, no, there's Tikal Jungle nowhere.
Try finding it. It's extremely expensive. But other than that, the gameplay is excellent. You're constantly interacting with each other, fighting each other and stuff. It's simple. You basically just do what the cards tell you to do. There's some terrain rules and things like that, but other than that, it's pretty straightforward.
It
just
right
comes down to the dice rolling after you make your decisions.
I'll give it an 8. My biggest issue with Heroscape is the dice, and it's also, now that it's discontinued, it's almost a collectible thing. Whoever's got the best cards is going to have a definite advantage. It could also be a not very fun game to play if you got a bunch of melee guys and you're getting pinged off by a bunch of rage guys. You can't even get close to them. That gets frustrating. The dice.
Well, that's all choice of characters.
Frustrating.
Armies.
But this is a very good miniatures game. Everything is to scale. There is no, and it even says in the rulebook, if you happen to forget something, too bad. Move on.
Yep. You forgot it.
Yes,
we've
adapted that particular rule to basically every game we play. If you forgot to do something, too bad. Even if the rulebook says you're supposed to do it, you forgot, and your turn is over.
That's
too
your
bad.
fault.
And one thing I really like about Heroscape is it's a miniatures game where you don't have to paint all the figures. It's already painted, and it's also durable because they're good plastic. They're soft plastic, so there's some give to it. And my major downside to any game is dice, in my opinion. And Heroscape, if you roll very badly, like I tend to do almost all the time, it really makes it hard to win. And I like winning. I really do.
Okay, wrapping up the Gamers Table for January 31st, the last episode in January. We'll see you again in February. By the way, my birthday's in February, so if you want to send me stuff.
No, send it to me. It's not my birthday, but...
His birthday's not until like September. You got a long way to wait.
So what?
He wants Mansions of Madness.
Yes!
Him. Yeah.
I do. Yes, I'm
Wrong
babble.
Babble.
See you, bye.
Bye-bye. You just trying to make noise now?
Yeah.